Hey there, Chad Peterman with Peterman Brothers and the To The Point Home Services Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about building culture and managing cash. Oftentimes, these two can be against each other, right? It's, do I spend the money to build the culture, or do I focus on getting more leads, finding people who can sell those leads, and so on? When I think about it, culture is what builds the company and also holds everything together. So without a strong culture, the company is on shaky ground. We want to build that culture as the foundation for our companies. Now, we also have to manage cash and investments in the culture, investments in people, all of those things. And I think it first starts with understanding who is the type of person I want to bring into the company. Do they share the same values? Do they share the same work ethic? All of these things that are going to ultimately build your culture. Culture is not a thing, it's made up of people and how they operate. And so as we foster that, as we foster what we want people to show up as for our customers, we have to think, what are the most important pieces of the puzzle that I want people to have? What do I want people to embody when they walk into a home and represent our company? And so hiring the right people is always a tough one, right? Finding people in the trades that both have the technical aptitude and fit our culture is very difficult, right? And so the point is often brought up, do I hire for culture or do I hire for skill? We look at it we want to definitely find people that have skill. We also have programs for people that don't, and we can train that piece. We want them to have the skill, but we also want them to be a cultural fit. There's a lot of people who may have worked here at one point or another, went off thinking the grass was greener, and then want to come back. And always the first question is, were they a culture fit? And if not, well, then that's someone that we're probably going to pass on, and we don't want to re-enter the organization. But if they were a cultural fit, we want to do everything we can to get them on our team. They already have the skill, so that's great. We're going to continue to improve that, but we want to find those people that fit our culture and are going to be team players. While most technicians are going out into the home by themselves, you got to think about all of the people that they come in contact with on a daily basis. Dispatchers, call center people, managers, install coordinators, all of these people that they need a good working relationship with so that it strengthens your culture rather than tear it down. The other piece is, what does your motivation in the business look like? Now, I know that there's all different types. There's companies that are extremely, extremely competitive and it's numbers, numbers, numbers. And then there's some that fall on the other end of the spectrum where there's not a whole lot of accountability. We like to fall somewhere in the middle, where we have a healthy competition and everyone knows what it means to win, and they are moving towards a goal. That's where we want to be. And then we also want to supplement that by being extremely supportive, always focusing on growing not only their technical skill set, but maybe it's their customer service skill set, maybe it's their management skill set. How do we provide resources within the company that are going to continually grow our people? When our people grow, our company grows. It's a very simple formula. And oftentimes, that doesn't take a lot of money. It's simply going out of your way to tell someone they did a great job, or recognizing someone for a new record that they set. Whatever it may be, how are you celebrating those wins within your company? All of it is extremely important and costs very little money. People will run through walls when they know that you truly care about them and their growth. And so when you think about that from a leadership perspective, are you doing things within your business that are tearing down that culture? May not be intentionally, but are there things in how you operate that potentially could rub people the wrong way? So I think it's important to think about those as you lead by example and try to set the cultural barometer for the company. I always say that if I come in and I'm in a bad mood or I'm demotivated, that's gonna rub off on people. People are looking at you as the leader for kind of that, where are we going? Where are we driving for? And so, unfortunately, what you signed up for in leadership is you gotta be on every single day. There are no off days when it comes to you setting the cultural mark, making sure that it is driving forward. You are in charge, and the culture will rise or fall on your leadership. The other piece of this is empowering your teams. So, do people on your team know how to win, or do you hold that information to yourself? What I have found is there are so many pieces to a home services company being successful. And oftentimes, what we fail to do is we fail to empower people with information. They need information. If they only knew the why, then what would they do? And so it's very easy to hold back that why and just tell somebody to do something. It's when we explain that why is when they become empowered to go, oh, I understand why we're doing this and why it's so important. So always be thinking about that of what am I empowering? Oftentimes people, when you say the word empowerment, it's like let them do something. Oftentimes it's just informing them of what needs to be done. And so those are all things when I think about culture and how to build it and balancing that with getting work done, and all of these things have to be at the forefront of your mind when it comes to leading a successful company.